Yo, what's happening, people? Welcome to Saeed TV and welcome back to another episode of, it's meant to be a preview show, but United decided not to play well in the FA Cup, and we are here, people. But before we start anything, big up to everybody who's watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let's introduce guests one by one. Charlie, mate, how are you, mate? Everything all good?
Yeah, well, good, mate. No United this weekend, so we've got no disappointment, so I can have a bit more of a chill one.
Yep, absolutely. Adam, how are you, mate? Everything all good? I like your pad, man. I like your room, man. It's looking good.
Thank you very much, bro. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm good. As Charlie said, no United this weekend, so it's calm. It's calm, isn't it?
Nobody to disappoint you. Disappoint you, innit?
Exactly.
That's the best way to look at it, man. Statman Bays, man. You don't look yourself, man. You look a bit depressed around there. You okay?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
I heard this De Gea slander. I heard a De Gea slander on the WhatsApp. What's going on?
No, I'm just saying you didn't get picked for Spain, and I just sent it to you.
Listen, it is what it is, man. This is how much we're doing right now. De Gea has been my best player this season. Maguire, Rashford. Words cannot describe how worse they're in my ratings. Listen, people, we're gonna get through the season one by one. Every player, we're gonna discuss them. This is the player rating show. This is an interactive show as well. So you guys are gonna get much more involved. Please, guys, if you can give the video a like, subscribe if you're new. We are going to talk about Arsenal. We have to big them up. I think it's only right. Arsenal, they're serious, man. You know what I mean? I'm not going to lie to you, man. It feels different at this Arsenal. Normally, Arsenal, they fall away. They crumble. It's banter season. But you know what, Charlie? It looks like they're getting top four, man. I think it's in their hands. 4 points clear with 2 games in hand. 2 games in hand. It's madness.
Yeah. Look, Arsenal are. I think Arteta, obviously he won the FA Cup and then he won the Community Shield, didn't he, as well? I believe so. I think that did buy him a bit more time a couple of seasons ago. And the way I think Arsenal's fortunes, I think a lot of things have turned since that Aubameyang incident. I think since Arteta sorted that about, I think before Arsenal, I think always Arsenal are very good to watch. I think they always have been. Going forward, I think they've always been a threat. But when they got rid of Aubameyang, I think that was a very bold call. And I think Arsenal players sort of thought, oh, hang on a minute. Okay, this man means business. Arteta, he means business. If I mess up or if I miss training, if I'm not playing well, I'm going to be out the team, he's gonna punish me for not doing what he wants to do. And I feel like the rest of the Arsenal team has, firstly, I think the mentality's changed. I think it really has. I think you can see that on the pitch. And then secondly, obviously the tactical side of things, like the formation they play, they play so many short passes. I think Arteta, obviously having worked with Guardiola in the past, I think he's sort of, obviously he's probably learned some things from Guardiola. I think they play so many short passes, so they're so good in possession, and then off the ball as well. They're so good, the counter press, or when they just need to sit in their shape, they're quite hard to break down at times. So yeah, you've got to give Arsenal credit. I think also a problem for Arsenal over many years has been consistency in terms of the team selection. Like, I don't know whether the other guys on the panel think the same, but it always used to seem with Arsenal, there never used to be a centre-back partnership that was consistent, for many years. But they've obviously got Gabriel and White, who have played many, many games together now, and they look very good. So, you've got to hold your hands up. Fair play to Arsenal.
No, absolutely, man. Adam, you know what I mean? The project, it's been 2 years, but at least they've had something that they could look forward to. You know what I mean? And I did tweet it 2 years ago that, I can see the project Arsenal. It's just like they don't have the players to match with it. 2 years later, Charlie talks about it, solid centre partnership. You have to give credit where it's due, man. There's no point for me, this day and age now, being very, very about Arsenal. You just have to put your heads up and say, you know what? They're doing well. They're approaching top 4 with 10 games to go. It's in their hands. I think they only need to win 6 out of them, I think. And I think they get top 4, They've got a game in hand. Do you think it's theirs to lose now?
I think it's theirs to lose. I would agree with you. Because we could have been, and we should have been doing much more. So this late in the season, I think it's theirs with the points they have and the games in hand they have. You have to think Arsenal are favourites, and I think I echo probably everything that Charlie just said. I really, really agree with everything he said. I think they play well. I think they are more confident. I think they understand that Arteta is actually being given some power with the Aubameyang situation. It sends a very, very clear message. And they are picking the same players more consistently, which is always very good for a team when the players get used to playing together. It's something we've lacked for years as well. And they've lacked that as well. So it's true that they've been struggling with team selection for a time. And same applies to us. And they have some good players as well. Like, they have good technical players. Yeah, maybe like a lot of them are young, but they seem to be serious. Like Odegaard, I think, is a very good player. I really rate Saka. I like Martinelli. Like, to be fair, I think he's a good player, but fair enough. Lacazette, I'm a big fan as well, because I think he makes them gel as well. And he has a good work rate. They have two proper midfield players in the middle. You can say whatever you want about Xhaka, but Xhaka and Partey is solid. So, and I like their fullbacks as well, especially Tierney. So, big up to, well, not big up to Arsenal, but fair play to Arsenal. Fair play.
Yeah. Statman Base, how do you look at him, man? Arsenal, you know what I mean? Do you think they deserve to be there where they are?
Yeah, let's be honest. Yeah, there's no beating around the bush. We don't deserve top four. Arsenal, they've been the most consistent side. And I said this: Arsenal beating the teams that they should be beating. We can't say that. Tottenham can't say that, but Arsenal can. Maybe Arsenal are falling short against the likes of Liverpool, City, Chelsea, which you can understand. But the rest of the teams in the league, they're beating. Like, you saw it the other day, for example, Watford. They beat Watford 3-2. We didn't beat Watford.
Yeah.
And this
Remember 2-2 for us, yeah?
Credit to Watford, credit to Arsenal, sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even though it's frustrating. But at the same time, 1 game a week as well is massive for them.
Yeah.
If Arsenal don't get top 4, then what is it good for? Absolutely. Listen, you never know, but I think right now Arsenal look like they're getting it. I think this would have been a result where I thought, yeah, man, Villa could have this one. They would have lost here 2 years ago or the year before. A fair play, Arteta. He's doing his job, but it is what it is. But I think the top 4 race, for me, is done. I think psychologically, you need to have that psychological. I think Arsenal right now have got a strong camaraderie. They've got the belief now. They've got, whereas do we see our team going on a 3-game unbeaten run, 4-game unbeaten run? No, it's not happening. So it is what it is, people. But listen, anyway, big up to everybody who's watching. This is going to be the show where we do the player ratings. I have put it up on the screen right here now. So basically, the 9 to 10, obviously, many players are not going to get in that one. 6 to 8, this could be maybe the higher, players that have been playing well this season. 5 is average, 3 to 4 below average, and then 1 to 2 pretty much a shocking season. So we've decided to do that. Big up to Agano. He says, big up Statman for the honesty. Yeah, man, you got to be, man. You got to be honest, man. You got to be honest. Big up Alice in the building as well. Big up to Killis in the building as well. Right, let's start. And we're going to analyze every player bit by bit. So the first person we are going to analyze is David De Gea. David De Gea. I'm going to go with Statman first because I feel like, you're the one that's got the agenda. So David De Gea.
Agenda,
David De Gea, what are you giving David De Gea? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it to the people. I'm going to show them on the screen who we're talking about all the time. So David De Gea.
With David De Gea, I think he's probably beaten, you could argue, our top 2 players this season, isn't it? But I still don't think he's in like a 9 out of 10 in that category. So I'm still going to say in that 6 to 8. Because I don't think any United players in the top category, minus.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Adam, what are you thinking?
I agree with Statman. I think it's a difficult season to gauge. I think he's been having some. The problem with him has never been shot stopping. So, and this season is very good at making saves. But then again, the very same problems we always have with De Gea. We've seen them more recently, but there's some of that you can put on him, and then some of that you can put on the defense, making him like some very, very bad passes as well that he can't really deal with. So yeah, I agree with Statman. I think you put him in 6 to 8, Statman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would go with that as well. More on the 6
Yeah.
than 8, or maybe 7
Yeah.
as a push, but makes sense.
I personally think he's been the best player, been our kind of key performer this season. I know a lot of people will say his distribution is poor, but as a keeper first, for me, I think he's been there when we needed him most. I'm going to give him 8. Charlie, what are you going for?
Yeah,
It will be
I'd
part of
agree.
6 to 8 anyway.
Yeah, I'd agree. David De Gea is a really, really, it's a real tough one. I think because when there's a lot of people in the chat talking about De Gea being like one of our best players, you never want your goalkeeper to be one of your best players. Like, you know what I mean? I know obviously you always want every player to play well, but we say it we more or less say it every season. We say without De Gea we'd be wherever, without De Gea we'd be here. So it just shows you really what problems we've got. We say about it every single year because we just concede too many chances and too many shots. So yeah, I'd agree. 6 to 8 shot stopping has been very good.
Yeah, cool. Let's put David De Gea.
Wait, Sai,
in
what do you
6.
think of him not being picked for Spain then?
I don't know because again, this Sancho brother, who's that other guy, the Brighton keeper? You see the way he
Sanchez.
came out. You say played out from the back. Look at the way he came out. He nearly killed someone.
Listen, you
So
still
if you want
better
that
than De
keeper,
Gea,
listen, mate. You know what I mean. You could have your tick for tack. You know what I
Listen,
mean?
all I'm saying, lose on
I
the
need-
weekend, I was booing it.
Let me ask you a question. David De Gea out from the back. Yeah, I wanted to research his percentage from kicking out and that and his
Said,
distribution.
man, we got eyes, man. We can tell David De Gea ain't that guy.
Anyway, let's move on because we've spent a long time in here. Big up to everybody who's watching. Over 300 already in the chat. Big up to everybody who's watching. Please, guys, like the video if you can. And this is going to be an interactive show, so everybody get involved. We're going to discuss every player one by one. Lee Grant, I think, we're not even going to discuss him. Tom Heaton, not discuss him. Dean Henderson, there's no point discussing him as well.
Yeah.
He's not played. Victor Lindelof. I'm going to start with Charlie first. Victor Lindelof. What do you think? I'm getting the chat people as well. Victor Lindelof.
I would say 5 or I would probably say 5. I mean, possibly 6, But I think he's between that 5. I don't think he's a 7 or more. I think he's between sort of 5 or 6. I think I quite like Lindelof. I think he's got some good attributes. But again, if we're talking about winning Premier League titles, he shouldn't be starting for Manchester United, in my opinion. I don't know whether the others agree, but look, I think if Ten Hag comes, I think he'll like him. I think he will like him. I think he will like Lindelof. But I think between about 5 and 6. So I'll let the others. It depends whether we get more 5s or 6 to 8. But some around, maybe about 6 is probably fair.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 6 as well. 6. No, I'm gonna go with 7 actually. I think he's been our better defender this season. I think 7 is just about. I'm gonna go with 7. Yeah, Adam, what are you gonna go for?
Maybe I'm harsh, but I'm putting it a 5 and closer to 4 than it is to 6, in my opinion. I think there are some players that you need to be actually quite subtle to appreciate, and I believe there are also some players that you need to be subtle to actually dislike. I think Lindelof, what the mistakes he makes and the way he plays, it's not so obvious why he puts us in trouble, but he's not convincing in the way he gets the ball. He always allows it to rebound. When he wins the ball and he clears it, it falls always to the opposition. I would go with a 5. But I'm not I get the Lindelof appreciation of the recent months and weeks, but it has more to do with other players being absolutely shocking. I would go with a 5. And yeah, 5. He's not pushing for a 6 to me.
Statman, what do you say? Lindelof. Do you think he's been our better performing players?
Yeah, I'll probably say he's probably been like top 4 best players at the club this season. So I'm still going to put him into the 6 to 8 category. I probably think he's probably been our most consistent centre back, you could argue. If we're taking into consideration fitness as well.
If you can see fitness, maybe, yeah.
Mm. Okay, let's put him into the 6 to 8 category. Let's put him in there. Right, next one, Eric Bailly. Shall we really put him anywhere? We can't really judge him, can we?
I don't
Not
think
played
I-
a minute.
So, yeah.
The mystery case of Eric Bailly, another one who, for me, looks like his time is up after signing a contract. Phil Jones, for me, obviously can't put him. Right, next one is Harry Maguire, Statman Baines. What are you thinking?
1 to 2. Like realistically,
I put 0 there because you can put 0 if you want it. Like if you believe, don't put comments. All right, cool. I won't. Not for now. Go on. Why are you speaking?
I'm gonna say 1 to 2. Like, listen, this guy's meant to be a club captain, £80 million centre back. He should realistically be in that 6 to 8 / like above category, but he's not. Time and time again, he's making mistakes. Champions League once again. You could argue, cost us both goals against Atletico Madrid, and that's why we're out.
Yeah, true. So what are you going for? 1 to 2?
Yeah.
Cool. Adam, what are you going for?
Bro, Maguire is an absolute disgrace, bro, if we're being honest. He's a shocking defender. I would put 1 to 2 because we don't have it's football, so 10 would be perfect and you can't judge perfection, and 0 would be like nothing and you can't get. I'm really hesitating between 0 and 1-2, to be honest. I'd give it 1-2 just because he's a body. Like he plays, he exists, and he is on the pitch. But it's a 1. It's a 1.
Charlie, what are you going for?
No, I wouldn't disagree with things that people have said. Look, I think Maguire is very, very limited in what he does. I think for England, he's made to look better because of the system. He's got Phillips and Rice in front of him. He's got Walker as a right centre-back, Stones next to him. He's got fast centre-backs. He's got wing-backs. So if the wing-backs get beat, he very rarely gets isolated. He's just, for England, he always looks more protected. But for Man United, he always gets into the channels and he just cannot defend. And I think he gets shown for really a defender. I think you see with Van Dijk very rarely gets embarrassed or beaten. There's a few odd times, of course, it's football.
Yeah.
But I don't think in more or less any system in world football, I think Van Dijk would still look very, very complete. But I think Maguire, unless you have two holding midfielders in front of him, play a back five, play a low block, I just think Maguire will always look very, very suspect and get isolated and targeted. I just think he's too limited. I really do. I think he's got some good attributes, but I just think he's too limited. So yeah, I'd say 1 to 2. He makes far too many mistakes, far too many.
Yeah, I think, you know what I mean, like I said to you, 0, you know what I mean, it's tempting, but I think just because, you know, he's played some games, I'm personally going to give him a 1 this season. I think it's been shocking, mate. Absolutely shocking. You know what I mean? And he's just never recovered. You know, has he had one good period in this team this season? I don't think he's had. Like, he's had maybe one good game, but I can't remember anything else. Can you remember anything else?
I don't know. He's terrible, Said. He's absolutely terrible. And like, I'm putting the 1-2 simply because I still have not forgot the way he dummied the ball to allow the other team to score. Because that alone warrants a 0. No, I don't think he has had any good period of
No, exactly. Right, people are just trolling us. Right, let's go to Rafa Varane. This one's going to be, you know, people have to be very, very honest when they talk about Rafa Varane. Has it really been a good season? Or has he looked average? Has he looked just below par? Has he had few games? I'm going to start off with you, Statman. Be honest, because I'm going to be honest as well. And I'm going to just say how it is, because should he really be in that kind of 6 to 8 category? Or should he be in a 5 where he's had just a very average season? You know, when you look at, has he made you feel like he's been Rafa Varane?
That's the question. Like, for me, Varane will probably be in that 5 to 6 thing, innit? In that conversation, because you look at Rafa Varane, when he's played, he's done all right. Let's be honest, most of the games he's been a 6/7, but at the same time, his injuries have been frustrating. Most of our big losses this season have been when Rafa Varane's been out.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's never had a bad game, but I always sometimes feel like, he's not that one to kind of be the difference. I don't know. It's a weird one, but maybe it's just because the team around him is so bad. Does he then need to improve that? He needs to. I don't know. It's a weird one, man. I'll be really, really honest with you. It's been a six for me. A 6. It's not a 7. It's not better than Lindelof, who I put him as a 7. I'm gonna put him as a 6. But then again, his injuries, they put him down to a 5. What do you reckon, Charlie?
I think he's. I think
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna put 5 to 6.
Yeah, exactly. 5, 6, and then 7, 8. I think it makes more sense.
Yeah. All right. Cool. I'll change it then.
So,
yeah.
But if you change it, I think De Gea and Lindelof should move down one, or at least Lindelof should.
I'd move
you think so?
Down. I think Lindelof.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do you reckon, Statman? Would you reckon?
Yeah, I think it's fair moving Lindelof down, but keep David De Gea.
All right. Cool. Sweet. So we all put in Rafa Varane. What is it that puts you in that position, Charlie? Rafa Varane in 5 and 6.
Well, I think Varane has not really shown. He's not. I don't think he's made that many mistakes. I think he made a mistake for the goal away at Newcastle. I think that we conceded. I believe. I think he made a mistake. It wasn't a goal that it nearly led to a goal. I think when he came back away at Newcastle, he looked very, very shaky. But I think it's just he's very often injured. I think he's very often injured. He's very injury prone, and he hasn't been absolutely exceptional. He's just been okay. I think it's the same with Lindelof. I think they've both been okay. But let's not forget there's a lot of different factors. The reason why Maguire is so much further down is because Maguire makes many, many more mistakes than those two that lead to goals. If you guys remember the Leicester game away, I think every goal was, or at least 3 out of those 4 goals were Maguire's fault when we played Leicester away. I mean, that's just a reminder of that. But I think Varane's been okay. I think he's been okay.
Someone's saying it's been poor against Middlesbrough. I don't think so.
Middlesbrough, I don't recall that.
Middlesbrough had a good game, but
yeah,
that's just their opinion. So we agreed with that one. Let's go.
I didn't vote on Varane though. I didn't vote on Varane.
Oh, you didn't vote? Oh yeah, sorry, Adam. Sorry, go on.
But because for me, Varane is clear of the Lindelof. I think he's a 7, 8. I think.
Is it?
Yeah,
you think so?
I think he's like, if you take away the injuries, I think he's been clear. Like he showed the gulf in class between him and the other players. And another thing, every time you had when he plays with Lindelof plays well. And when he plays with Maguire is not as shocking as he can be. Like he is the one that raises the bar for all of the others. When Maguire and Lindelof play together, even Lindelof is shocking. I think Lindelof, we have like some sort of recency bias with him. But I think he's been fluctuating. But when he plays with Varane, who is a very, very competent centre half, Lindelof looks decent. So I think Varane is the one that raises the bar.
Adam knows ball. Skip says Adam knows ball. Listen, people, I'm going to read your comments out from the comments because I don't want to block Statman. Statman, injuries matter though. Saeed, can you put a text of what player? Nah, because it's going to block Statman. So I'm just going to let you know who we're talking about. We're talking about Rafa Varane. So what has everyone gone with? I've gone for 5 and 6. Charlie, you said the same? You said?
Yeah, the same, yeah.
Adam, you've gone for 7 and 8. Statman, that means you're going to be the decider.
I went in 5, 6.
5, 6. Then Adam, you're being outnumbered. 5, 6.
Fair enough. But just for me, it is impossible for me that he's being rated the same as Lindelof. He's so clear.
Yeah.
He's so clear.
Yeah. Big up to everybody who's watching, man. Nearly 500 of you watching. Let's get the likes up, people, man. Big up to everybody who's watching. Lindelof can't be higher than Varane. My only issue with Varane is availability. Nah, 5, 6 is fair. Varane can't get any higher than Victor, to be fair. He's class. I'd give Varane 7, 8 if that was an issue with availability. Haven't seen enough of Varane, to be honest. 5 and 6. That is true, man. We haven't seen enough of him, man. Again, that comes down to selection as well, and obviously availability.
That's fair enough.
It is what it is. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, absolutely. Right, let's go to Diogo Dalot. It's going to be a very, very interesting one. Has produced bits when Rangnick came in, Charlie, then drifted off a little bit. Has he really recovered since that? I personally believe, I'm looking at, for me, maybe a 5-6, but it could be a 3-4. I don't know. He's had his moments, but then he's tailed off. I think a 5-6 is fair enough. But what do you think, Charlie?
No, yeah, I'd agree. I think Dalot is... Look, again, I think in the future, Dalot will be Man United's backup right back, possibly. I don't think Dalot, at this moment in time, for me, the way... Some of the things he does, I still don't think he's ready to be our starting right back. But for now, for this moment in time, Dalot, we can deal with Dalot as being our right back. I think we can deal with it. I don't think that's the most important position at the moment to change. I think Wan-Bissaka needs to be sold. I think Dalot should stay. And just for the next maybe 1 year, he can start, and then we need a better right back. But I think he's okay. I'd say 5 to 6 as well. Yeah.
I think you're
on mute.
Yeah. Sorry. If I'm talking about someone, you can see at the bottom of your screen there. So we're talking about Dalot now. Adam, what do you reckon?
I would agree with it. I would agree with Charlie. I think 5-6, and him and Varane are a 6, and Lindelof is a 5 for me, because I think he brings more stability to the back five. Both of them, like you can see with Donat. I think our record when he plays, I think we score more wins and less defeats if someone can get that right. I'm not sure. Like maybe I'm mistaken, but I think he brings stability. I think he helps us move the ball forward. He helps us keep the ball a bit better. I think he's the end product, like the delivery, should be improved, because sometimes it's a very good ball in, sometimes he just skies it. So I would go with a 5-6 as well. But I think him and Varane are two of our most important players, because when they don't play, you can see it's a bit shambolic, if you're being honest.
Absolutely, you're right. You're spot on. We lose that kind of, for me, cohesion on the right hand side. Yeah. Everybody's gone for similar. What do you reckon, Statman?
Yeah, it has to be 5-6, isn't it? Like, let's be honest, he hasn't really done much wrong. Obviously, he needs to improve his final ball, but in terms of ball progression, he's so vital for the side, and we see it every single time he plays.
Yeah, absolutely. Big up to everybody who's watching. 5 is fair. Anna says 5. Surely, High Tech says, surely Dalot can't be in the same category as Varane. Yeah, you know what? It's conflicted, but then again, people can give 5, people can give 6. You know what I mean? His market is better. Wan-Bissaka still not good enough, though. So yeah, conflicted ones here. And next one we are gonna go on is Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw, people. Let's start off you with Statman. Luke Shaw. What do you reckon, Luke Shaw?
Luke Shaw probably has to be, like, in terms of expectations that we have for Luke Shaw, like in terms of he was one of the best left backs in the country last year. It has to be in that. Wow, it's tough in between that. It's between 2 and 3 kind of thing for Luke Shaw, in my eyes. Because there's be certain games where you look at him and you say, yeah, he's performed to a decent enough level, but at the same time, consistency, injury record has been a problem for Luke Shaw. And at times he has been displaced in the side for Alex Telles, which is a worry. Yeah. If you're looking at Luke Shaw.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think he's had a shocking season, man. I don't think this has been, honestly, man. I'm putting him in 1 and 2. I'm putting him the same as Maguire. I can't remember one good game he's had. Can you remember any one good game he's had? Where he's been excellent for 90 minutes?
90 minutes is the problem with Luke Shaw.
Well, that's the thing, though. We don't play a game of 45 minutes, man. We play a game of 90 minutes.
But the problem is, you're looking at all these players. How many of these players perform for 90 minutes anyway?
Yeah, and you know what? The thing is, I hear what you're saying, Saida, but he can't be in the same category as Maguire.
Oh, mate, he has most of the goals are 5-0. I don't know, who was that other game where he was caught onside with Maguire? Nah, man, this, for me, honestly, man, people are not understanding how bad Shaw's been this season.
Bro, I don't think you understand how bad he was.
No, honestly, I'm putting it the same, because every single goal that comes, it's on that left-hand side, and they've both been there. Both of them.
I hear what you're saying. The thing is, with Luke Shaw, I think he has a very bad season, and I don't like his attitude as a whole. But I think there's a...
It's been a 2. It's been a 2 for me, Luke Shaw.
Yeah, but there's a good player in Luke Shaw, and this is the problem with the other guy.
I'm not sure.
Or at least decent. But bro, I 100% hear you. However, my problem is Maguire is not Luke Shaw, as you could probably tell.
No, that's fine. That's fine. You could give it 3 then. You give it a 3 or 4?
I would go with 3 or 4. Yeah, I would go with a 3.
Okay.
3. Yeah.
Charlie, what do you reckon, Charlie? Because for me,
Yeah.
I just think he's been the cost of so many goals this season, and I don't think he's given us a performances that have been. He's not had 2 good games back to back, has he? So how could I give him 3 or 4? That's just my opinion. What do you reckon?
I agree with Adam, actually. I actually agree with Adam. I think that's. I got a bit of stick last time when I did a show about Shaw and Tellers. I think there's a few comments. I think we did a combined 11, or we did a team for before the Man City game, I think. And I got a bit of stick saying about Shaw and Tellers, and I said neither Shaw or Tellers are particularly fantastic. And I thought that for the Man City game, Shaw should have started. I think he ended up getting COVID or something happened. But I prefer Shaw to Tellers as a general footballer. And I got a lot, people say, it's English bias. Well, no, I actually think Shaw does have some good attributes, like Adam said. But I wouldn't be sad to see a lot of these players leave. And Luke Shaw will be one. I wouldn't be sad to see him go. I wouldn't be sad at all. But I think 3 to 4 is quite fair. I don't think he's in the same category as Maguire for me.
Yeah,
but I still think he's been very poor.
You know what, saying? If we put Maguire in the 0 category, I would put Luke Shaw in the 1-2.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
it's just based
can we?
that they can't be in the same category. Just based on that.
I don't mind if you want me to do that. I don't mind. If the chat agree with that, then let's do it. I don't mind.
I don't have a problem with it, to be honest.
Let me know if you want to do that, people. If you want to put Maguire in 0, then Luke Shaw would have to be in the 1 to 2. Yeah, Maguire has to be 0. Yeah, put Maguire 1 down. Facts. Yeah, Maguire 0. The people have decided. Right, then we'll put Maguire 0. Then we're going to put Luke Shaw in 1 to 2. This is crazy, people, but this is what's going to happen.
I just want to make a point on Maguire. Just a point on Maguire. There's a lot of things going around. I think after the Rashford incidents, after our last game against Atletico, I think between criticism and abuse, I think there's a very fine line between criticism and abuse. And somebody will probably look at this and think, you've got an agenda against Maguire, or no. This is honestly, in terms of footballing ability and in terms of this season, we're just criticising Maguire. No one on this show, we're not abusing Maguire. I think there's a big difference. And I think on Twitter, I think you've probably experienced it. Like, if you criticise a player, you always get the player FCs coming after you and saying you're abusing. But like, we actually think and I think most of the chat agrees. We actually think Harry Maguire just isn't a very good footballer. And if we want to move on as a football club, then Harry Maguire shouldn't be playing. That's all we're saying. And I think I just wanted to make that point because I think it's a hot topic with Rashford at the moment as well. I think there's just a fine line between abuse isn't acceptable, but criticism is certainly acceptable for these failures. A lot of these are failures and shouldn't be representing our football club.
100%.
Absolutely. A lot of people say Maguire minus 10 is average 5. Yeah, average is about 5 to 6. But 6 being just a little bit above average, and that hence why these guys are in there. Wan-Bissaka, what do you reckon, Wan-Bissaka? I'm gonna start with you, Statman.
Wait, what about Tellers? You left that Tellers there.
Oh yeah, Tellers. Yeah, sorry, Tellers. Yeah, go for Tellers.
Tellers. I can't lie. I think Tellers is bang average. Like, I do not rate him as a footballer that highly in it. So like, I'll be honest, I wouldn't mind putting him a 1 or 2. Like, I genuinely think Luke Shaw's a better player than Alex Tellers. There's nothing that makes me think that Alex Tellers is a good player.
Surely he's a free. Surely's been a free. I think he's shown positive performances though in his abilities, tackling.
Fine. The only reason you say free, is maybe your expectations for Tellers are lower than higher. Wait, sorry, your expectations for Tellers are lower. That's all.
But my expectation with Tellers is that I wanted more game time for him. That's all it was. Wasn't that I thought he was a better player than Shaw. It's mainly because I wanted just a different change.
Like for me, yeah, Telles is either 2 or 3. Like there's nothing higher than it for him. I do not rate Telles that highly.
A lot of people saying 2, 4, 2, 2. Everybody's saying Telles is shit. He's only a 3 because of Shaw is bad. Yeah, good games and bad games. It's mixed. I think 3 for me. I'm gonna go with 3. What are you going for? 1 to 2? Adam, what are you going for?
3 as well. 3 as well. Because the thing with
Luke,
the thing with Telles is that I like about him, he plays the position like a left back does it. Like he puts the ball in. He plays a bit wider than Luke Shaw, but I think Luke Shaw has some very good attributes compared to Telles. He has a better first touch. He's stronger. He has like a good passing range as well. But Telles has a good cross, and he's put some dangerous balls in. But I think the comments that someone put out there that good games, very bad games, and it's mixed. I think it's fair. I think I would go with a 3. I would go with a 3.
Yeah, 3. Yeah. All right, then we're gonna do.
Sorry, he's on mute again.
Right, let's do that. Right, who's next? It is Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka, Charlie. Wan-Bissaka. What are you going for, man? Not seen a lot of them this season. Been very, very poor in most games. What are you going for?
Oh dear. I wish you hadn't come to me first on this one. I think it's a bit of a tricky one because, like, in terms of unfortunately for Wan-Bissaka, and it's just for a lot of our players, they make each other worse. This is the problem. We've got so many limited. So like Telles is a bit limited. Wan-Bissaka is very limited in what he does, and that makes everybody else worse. And this is the problem. It sort of trickles down to everybody else. So I don't think Wan-Bissaka is that much of a good footballer anyway. And I think this season he's been 100%. I think he's been. I mean, I just don't know where to put him. I think you could put him in any of those.
I'm going for 3 to 4. So I think it's been about a 3 this season. That's why
I don't think you can put him higher than Shaw, though. I don't think he can go much higher than Shaw.
You know
I'd say between 2 and 3. So whichever the other lads think, between 2 and 3.
I'm only doing that because I think he hasn't made clear and obvious mistakes. He's just been shit going forward. Adam, what do you think?
I was about to say 3 and 4, like you said, but then Charlie said he can't be higher than Luke Shaw, and I hear that. Like Luke Shaw is a better footballer. Well, if you consider Wan-Bissaka to be one to start with, and I would go. To be fair to him, I think I rate him the same as Luke Shaw. I was about to put him in the 3-4 category, but if you think about it, it's not even going forward. Like even defensively, we appears to be conceding less with Dalot because he seems to have a better awareness and he's actually better defending the balls in the air. So 1, 2, but a bit harsh.
Yeah, Statman, what are you going for?
Probably say 2. I don't think under Ralph he's been brilliant. And before he got that red card against Young Boys, he was shocking.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, it's true.
He started the season very, very bad.
Yeah, very bad, to be fair. So you gone for a 2?
Yeah.
Me and Statman, me and Charlie gone for a 3. So you know what? Let's just put him in 1 to 2. I kind of agree a little bit, 1 to 2, just for the standards we've gone through. Brandon Williams not in there. Taylor Mendy, Paul Pogba. Ooh, Statman Bays. I'm gonna start off with you with this one, bro. Paul Labile Pogba. What are we giving him? We have to be honest, people. And even in the chat, man, no fanboys and that, none of that round here, man. It's got to be very, very. Now, I'll be serious, man. We have to be very, very honest.
You laugh, Saeed, man.
No, because I just want people to be honest now. Because at the end of the day, we're shit in it. You know what I mean? There's no point thinking, yeah, just because my guy Paul Pogba. Just be honest. That's what here for. This channel, there's no biases on this channel. You have to be honest. Just say your opinion, and that's it. Statman Baines, go for it, and be honest.
You know what it is here with these bigger plays? Your expectations are a lot higher. Like Paul Pogba, for me, is meant to be the best player in his club.
Yeah.
And that's why I probably say for Paul Pogba, he started the season brilliantly well, got, what was it, like 7 assists in the first 4 games or something.
Yeah. You know, I've got a bet with Steve, that I'm going to have to wear a ginger wig in a restaurant. Yeah, man. Basically, I had a bet with Steve that Paul Pogba's gonna have a better season than De Bruyne. You know what I mean? I got gassed, and that first game got me gassed in it. I thought he was up for it, and I thought, yeah, man, we're having it. And I'm gonna have to wear a ginger wig. Ginger wig. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. I think for me, if I'm being honest with you, I'm putting him in the I'm gonna have to give him. I don't think it's been average, man. I think it's been. Oh. I'm gonna give him. You know what? I'm gonna give him average 5. I'm gonna give him 5, and that's being very, very kind of lenient. I was that close to giving him a 4.
Seriously,
I'm gonna give him a 5. Average. I don't think it's been any more. I think it's 5. But again, it's up to you guys. You have to be honest, man. I think it's a 5 for me this season.
Yeah, and
Hasn't been consistent enough. Statman, what did you say? I know you didn't even give me an answer.
I'll probably say it's between 4 and 5, isn't it? Because I think big games this year, Atletico Madrid, both legs. Tottenham, was he great? Nah.
Nope. Man City away. I know he got the assist, but then again fell away. You know, you have to be honest.
Yeah, but I just go with averaging it 5.
5. Adam, what are you going for?
I'm going with a 5-6 and a 6, mate. And because look, Pogba started the season until he got injured. He was very good, or at least like solid performer. Then he went in. He got injured for a long while. Then he came back, and the first games when how many games has he played actually since he came back from injury? Not that much, but under 10 games, I suppose. And since he came back from injury, the first 4 or 5 games, you can see the fitness is not there. But the first 4 or 5 games, everybody was in awe. Like, look at the quality, look at the difference he brings, look at the way he just moves and passes the ball much better than all of our players. And we were so happy. Everybody was talking about him. Come on, sign the contract, sign the contract. And then the last few games, he had good first half, very poor second halves, and like mixed performance. And some games he's been very poor. Some games he's just shown like, or at least half games, very good bits of quality and performance. He cannot sustain it for 90 minutes for a reason that I can't understand. Yeah, fitness and back from injury and everything, but it seems to be weird.
Yeah.
But I think like we need to, if you take the moment he's been playing, I think it's a 5-6. It could be a 6.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. Someone saying, how is Saeed trying to put Shaw in the same category as Maguire? Let Maguire suffer, bro. Listen, he's not in the same category. I don't know if you're watching this stream late. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know if you've gone back a little bit, but you might want to check again, man. Yeah, for me, like I said to you, I just feel like you got to be open and honest. Charlie, what are you thinking? And Adam's gone for Adam's gone for 6. 6, yeah. Statman, you've gone for 3, 4, 5-ish.
5.
5, yeah, okay. And Charlie, what do you reckon? Big up to everybody in the chat, by the way. Keep pumping up the likes.
I'd say a 5 as well. I think, I think it was away at Burnley. I think away at Burnley and home to Southampton. It was particularly the first half, the first 30, 40 minutes. Pogba was a 9 to 10 out of 10. He was very, very good. But the issue is with Pogba that, I think Statman makes a really good point that we expect so much more from Pogba, and that's why sometimes the focus is on him. I just think he's one of the most talented players I've seen since I've been watching football in the last sort of 10 years or so. He's one of the most talented players, but it's just like you're always just wanting a bit more from Pogba.
Yeah.
And I think that's been the same with every single Man United player since Ferguson's left, other than David De Gea for many years. I don't think anyone's been consistent over many seasons. So it's not absolutely necessarily his fault. I think it's
it's the environment. Yeah, it's the environment. Yeah. Big up to Zayn Miasi for the super chat, and also Chingy TV, mate. No one's disrespected on this channel, so anyone who's disrespected anyone's gonna get timed out. So. Yeah, and I don't know if that's the right Noureddin, mate. I don't know if this is the right Noureddin. If it is you, Noureddin, please message me, but I don't know if it's him or not.
And you know what the thing is? I could understand someone saying a 6 for Pogba, and I can understand people saying a 5. I just think it's a very difficult one to assess.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you're right. 100% right. 100% right. Right. Let's see who's next. Jesse Lingard. No. Fred. Let's start with Fred. Let's start with you, Charlie, on Fred.
Fred is playing better because he's playing in his natural position at the moment. Is a number 8. He's playing a lot better. He's not got the responsibility of playing as a number 6 with his back to goal, receiving the ball when the opposition can press him. So we're seeing the player that we thought we bought from Shakhtar. I think it'd be fair to give him a 6. I think that would be quite a fair score for Fred.
6.
What you think that's too high or too low?
I think that's a bit too high, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. He's only just done it right now, but I think most of it, man, it's been very, very, for me, not great, man. I think he's picked up a little bit since Rangnick here and there, but again, I look at certain games and he's been caught in that midfield option. I would, for me, go personally with a average 5. 5 for me. But again, that's up to you. I don't know what you guys think, but I think it's 5, me. He's picked up now, but over the course of a season, do you think Fred has been above a 5? Let me know in the comments. Maybe I'm being too harsh. You know what I mean? But I think he's been average for most of it. But again, we always talk about is it down to them? But him maybe with McTominay, has that helped him? I don't know.
I agree with Charlie. I think a 6, 5, 6. I think since Rangnick picked up.
It is Nuruddin. It is Nuruddin, by the way. Sorry to disturb you there. It's Nuruddin, so I'm going to mod him now. Big up to him. Make sure everyone subscribes to his channel, man. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries, bro. I think a 6, 5, 6. I think it's fair. I think he's been quite good since Rangnick came to the club. So with a few poor performances here and there. So like there's a game or two he was absolutely shocking, but I think he's been one of our most improved players this season, or at least since Rangnick came in. I think he gave us some very good performances. I would go with a 6. I would go with a 6.
Yeah, 6. Statman, what are you thinking?
Yeah, he's in the 5 to 6 category. I think since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer already got sacked, even under Michael Carrick, when he's playing slightly further forward, you saw a much better Fred. I think he came back from COVID, struggled those 2-3 games, but then other than that, I'll say he's been all right.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to put him in the 5-6 category. I like I said to you, I agree he's not a 3 or 4, but he's definitely in the 5-6 category. Whether you think it's average in between that 5-6, to be fair, it's average going on to bits of form, bit inconsistent. That's what I think. Yeah, I've checked it. Big up to you, Lauren, bro. Love, bro. Right, who's next on the list? This is going to be an interesting one. Bruno Fernandes. Let's start with you, Statman Baines.
Bruno. I think in the big games again with Bruno Fernandes hasn't been great. Champions League, you need a player like Bruno Fernandes to step up, and he didn't. He's going to get the goal contributions, isn't it? It's Bruno Fernandes at the end of the day. I think he has 9 goals, 6 assists in the Prem, which is decent. Champions League, he has 7 assists, I think it is.
Yeah.
So you say that's a reasonable total, but at the same time, man, there's certain games you watch Bruno Fernandes and he's been shocking. But at the same time, I'll go with 5. It's so tough with Bruno, isn't it? 5.
You don't think it's been on the 7 and 8 back, No, because then again, he hasn't scored enough goals this season, How many goals has he got in the Premier League?
And 9. And even if he had scored many more goals.
For me, he's closer to 3 to 4 than he is to 7 to 8.
Exactly.
You know what? That's true. That's true. But a lot of people don't want to talk about that. I totally think he's in that 5 to 6 back category again. You know what I mean? I'll be honest with you. Again, not turn up in big games. It has to be a factor in what you're talking about, man. You can't just say, well, Bruno's got goals. You have to. Where has he been in the big games?
You know what it is with
very honest.
The big game thing, yeah. This fan base called Bruno Fernandes world class, innit? That's what this fan base do. So you have to judge him to a higher standard.
Yeah. Adam, what are you going for? Bruno Fernandes?
I'll go with a 3, 4.
Oh, below average.
Oh, below average. And he could score the double amount of goals, and I would still put him in that category.
Wow. Wow, some would say you have an agenda, but listen, we'll talk about that next time, maybe.
People say that because look, and you watch the games, we all do. And is he playing well? Is he playing well? Is he better than Fred this season? From a performance basis, I don't think he is. I think it's a.
Wow, Noureddin disagree with you. Noureddin says 4 as well. A lot of people agree with you, Adam. And the skip says Adam knows ball.
Because look, if you think about it, I think his season has been actually quite similar to Teles. Very shocking, very disturbing at times, and then good game, good day. But he's an attacking midfielder, so he has, of course, goals here and there and assists. But him and Teles have had fairly similar seasons when you compare the performances. So I would go with a 3-4, something like that, but not higher than that.
Wow. So me and Snapman have gone with a 5. Charlie, it's over to you, man. You might have to be the decider in this one.
Well, God, it's a really, really difficult one. I hear everything that everyone's saying. I think that this man, when I go to Old Trafford and watch Man United, I get absolutely livid sometimes watching him play. Sometimes I applaud him. Fantastic. Scores a goal, gets an assist, brilliant. But if he doesn't, I don't think he's ever going to change. I think he's been doing this for his whole career. And there's this idea that he's uncoachable. If he continues to do this, he will never, ever be I don't think he's a world-class footballer anyway, but I don't think he'll ever be successful in terms of winning loads of trophies in his career because he does not look after the football well enough. And at the end of the day, the teams that keep the play simple, do what's best for the team, always do better than the teams that have 1 or 2 individuals that come up with the goods, like we've had this season.
True.
Odegaard. A few individuals.
Odegaard.
Yeah, we've got a few individuals, side. We've got a few very good individuals. That's why we're never consistent. Arsenal have not got one world-class player. Everybody would probably agree with that. Even the Arsenal fans will probably say we haven't got one world-class player. But what they've got is 11 decent players. They've got 4 or 5 very good footballers. And that's why they're a very good team. So I'd say Bruno Fernandes, I would say 5, but I think we're not going to go anywhere, win any titles or anything with the problems we have with Bruno Fernandes at this moment in time in terms of his overall contribution to the team.
You know what? So
the last game he didn't play, Ronaldo scored a hat-trick and he created chances. And Ronaldo scored 3 goals. Like, of course, it's a one-off game. Of course, you can't read too much into that. But when we tend to take Bruno out of the team, usually I think we perform. We score at least as many goals as we would. So it's a tricky one.
Yeah, we're going to go with 5 for now because Adam has been outnumbered. But you know what? I actually see every single point Adam makes. I really genuinely do. He's not a big game player for me anymore. I don't want people to think that anymore. And he's just a bully. He's just a bully. All he does is bully players. So it is what it is. Let's go with Matic. Charlie, start with you first. Matic this season.
I think, you know what I think? Everybody knows what I think about Matic already. I would put him in I'd say a 6. I think that Matic, even though people think this idea that he's finished is crap. It's total rubbish. He cannot play consecutive 90 minutes. But in terms of his quality, he's one of our best players. And people might say, "Oh, what are you talking about?" Well, Nemanja Matic Adam will agree. I think we talked about this before. His positional play, his passing, progressive. So I put him in a 6. I think he's been decent for us this season. I think he's by far our best. I think he's been our best midfield player this season. Maybe Fred might have an argument there, but I think he's been good.
Yeah, a lot of people agreeing with you, to be fair, though. Matic's class, best ability is availability. Matic used to play a lot more. Yeah. Adam, what are you going for? I'm going to go as well. I'm going to go for a 6 as well. I think he's one of our better midfielders. When you look at midfielders, been one of our better performing midfielders. And I think 6 for me. Adam, what do you think?
Yeah, well, based on the time he had, like the playing time he had, and I think people will find this ridiculous, but I think it's a 7-8. based on what he
I agree. I can't even lie.
based on what he played, the amount of
Okay.
games he had, I think he's been. Personally, I think he's a class footballer. I think he's a class footballer. But like, if I take away my preference for Matic, I think he's been very good, and he's been a difference. Like, you can see him on the pitch and without the pitch. We are two different teams.
Do you have to base it on the amount of game times he's played, though, or would you thinking, why do we have to base it when he's been playing well? He's been performing.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Like, because we judged Varane on that and Pogba on that, on availability as well. So you could knock him down to a 6 based on that. But I think he's been so good every time he played. So good.
Yeah.
And he deserves it because he doesn't get the recognition. He gets drops for no reason. And when he gets dropped, people don't think, oh, why has he been dropped? They just start this narrative that he can't play. And then they say, oh, but he can't play. And then they decide that he should not play. Like, he never does anything wrong in my eyes, to be honest. I think, and I don't think you can put him in the same category as Bruno, Fred, Pogba, and Lindelof. I think he's been higher than those players. I think I would personally put him in the 7-8.
Yeah. And let me come to Statman first. Let's skip Bayless. Big up to you, bro. Bruno was never close to win the league at Sporting for 3 years. He was there. They sold him and they won the league, losing 1 game. You know what? That is, you know what? I used to look at them stats and think they're irrelevant, but you know what? Keeping the ball, it comes a long way to winning leagues, man, because, you know, you're better possession-wise and everything like that. Big up to everybody who's still watching, man. Please, guys, hit the like button on the video. It helps with the channel. And obviously, just subscribe if you're watching. Statman Bays, you said you look like you agree with Adam. You think a 7 or 8, you reckon?
The thing is, this is where I think Matic is different to someone like Varane and Pogba. Matic, he's not playing because he's injured. He's playing because the manager doesn't select him. But when he does get selected, come on, man, the guy's oozing class every single time we see him.
I agree with
He's the only natural.
You know what?
And you see him.
I think you're right.
He's
Yeah.
class. Like, even
I'm going to give you the benefit of doubt.
Against Atletico, when he came on, 100% pass accuracy in 23 minutes or whatever it was.
Let me see if the chat agree with you. Let me know, because the chat will decide this one, I reckon. If you agree with Statman and Adam for a 7 or 8, let me know. If you think it's me and Charlie are right, 5 and 6, let me know as well. So let me know what you're thinking, people. 5 or 6 or 7 and 8. Then whoever's the most will just put it on. So this is the one where you guys in the audience will decide. So 7 and 8 or 5 and 6.
And you know what? Charlie was being a bit conservative, but I think Charlie deep down agrees with us.
Yeah, well,
seven. Lots of 7s there. Adam and Statman, you're right. 6. Lots of 6s now, though. Flat 7 sounds fair. 7, 6. It's split, man. It's split. I'm just going to give the benefit.
6.5.
Yeah.
That's what he is.
You know what? I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yep, 7. We'll go with 7 there. Right, who's next? People? Who is next? Donny van der Beek, obviously can't put him in. Yep. Eric Bailly, not played. Scott McTominay. I'm going to start that easy. I think it's a... I'm going to go with 3 and 4. I'm going to go with 3. I'm going to give him a 3 this season. I'll be really honest with you. Nothing special. I'm going to go with a 3. You know what I mean? I think 1 and 2, has it been catastrophic like Wan-Bissaka and Thingy? No. I'm going to give him a 3. But that's just my own opinion. Let me know in the comments below, people. What do you think? 1 and 2. Someone say 3 is harsh. Listen, mate. What has he done, man? What has he done? He's always hiding, man. Sorry, man. He's always hiding. Statman, I'm going to start with you.
I'll be honest. I do agree with the 3 to 4 category for Scott.
Yeah, it's a 3 to 4 category.
Like, we say it with the availability thing. He's been available most games. I don't think he's been... Like, you know, when you look at Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, they're costing us goals week in, week out kind of thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really say Scott McTominay... Don't get me wrong, Scott McTominay's been poor, but he's not been that bad kind of thing, innit?
Yeah, it's not been bad. That's what I'm saying. That's why I didn't want to put him a 1 and 2. It's not been bad. But again, has it been great? For me, it's been below average. Below average for me. Yeah. Adam, what do you think?
I agree with both of you. I think 3-4 is... I think it's fair. But then again, you look at his performances and you'd say has his season been different from Bruno's season? If you
Yeah.
take the fact that one is just more attacking, so he has a few more goals, but performance-wise,
Got a good point. You got a good point there. You know,
I'm
got a
taking
good point.
the 3-4.
Yeah, Charlie, do you reckon it's that? Someone said even 3-4 looks high based on their set by these players. Yeah, true. Charlie, what do you reckon? 3 and 4?
Yeah. 3. Look, I don't particularly think he's a great. I think he's improved. One thing he has improved is progressive. He has been playing more forward passes. In all fairness to him, I think he has improved that slightly. But I'm really trying to find something to praise him with, really, by saying that. I think it's a very minimal improvement. I still think he's not the standard that we require. So yeah, I would say 3 to 4 as well.
Yeah, cool. That's it for me. 3 to 4 on that one. Next one is Marcus Rashford. Oh my god, this should be a crazy one. For me, it's a 1 and 2.
Generous, very generous.
Very generous. For me, it's a 1 and 2. Nuruddin says 5 for effort. Is it 3 for quality? Yeah, well, that's the footballers, Nuruddin. You know what I mean? You know, they should be having 10 effort. I think for me, Marcus Rashford is a 1 and 2. People will say impact goals, but I think he's got 2. What's his goal ratio? 2 goals since November.
He's been shocking. I think in the league, in the Champions League, he's done nothing. I think he has 1 goal in the Champions League. In the Premier League, he has 4.
You know what? I'm tempted to put him in 0, but I think just because he scored maybe that last minute goal against West Ham, or we needed him, you know what I mean? There's benefit and a doubt there, but very, very stretching benefit.
Scored against Brentford when he came on his own.
Yeah, Brentford as well. You know what I mean? Someone saying 5-6 for Instagram posts. Oh my god, they're taking a piss.
For essays.
A lot of zeros, man. A lot of zeros. But listen, obviously, there has to be some people who are gonna have to be level-headed in this, what we're doing and whatnot. What do you think? What have you gone for, Statman?
He's been poor. There's no excuses. He has to be. I'll probably agree with 1 or 2.
Yeah,
like,
1 and 2.
I'll be honest. Even like people saying 0, yeah. Like, come on, man. Like, I'm not mad at that because our expectation.
I'm not mad as well.
Higher.
I don't know.
Yeah, of course.
Hold on, we need to vote, man. I cannot have Rashford in the 1-2.
Yeah, you know what? If you say it, then we do it. I'm
0. Because if we had Maguire, if Maguire was a winger or an attacking player, he would have had like 3 or 4 goals as well.
Yeah, true.
I think, and to be fair to Shaw and Wan-Bissaka, he has been poorer than the both of them. I think he's been worse, and I think he's been on Maguire's level, which is no small feat, by the way. Like, you need to be on your game.
Yeah. Charlie, you look like, you know what I mean? This might have to be you, man. I'm a bit, I could be swayed. I've gone for 1 or 2, but convince me if it's a 0 if you need to.
Yeah, look, I'm fed up. I'm really fed up of Marcus Rashford. Like, I have nothing against the bloke. I'm not going to abuse the bloke or anything. I just think if we're being critical, I think he should have taken himself out of football when he had those injuries, and him and Ollie didn't do it. He went to the World Cup. He shouldn't have gone. Sorry, the Euros. He shouldn't have gone. I was saying this for months. Everyone said he needs to play for his country. Rubbish. Absolute rubbish. He needed to have that operation. He should have been put out of football for 3 to 4 months. He needed that rest time. He didn't get it. And now we're seeing the consequences of mismanagement, in all honesty. And to be honest, his effort has been appalling as well. Exactly. I think his work rate, Martial always gets labelled lazy. There's never a talk about Rashford being lazy. I think it's terrible. I really do. I think I put him in the 0 category. We don't know. There's always this, we don't know what's going on in his personal life and all this, but that never gets said for Pogba. It never gets said for Martial. It's always it's never them that get the excuses. But when it's Rashford, it's we don't know what's going on. Look, you're at Manchester United. You obviously the stuff you're doing off the pitch isn't affecting you. It's obviously affecting you somehow, and you haven't taken yourself out of the game when you should have done when you were injured for the benefit of the team. And I think he should be in that bottom area. I'm really fed up.
Yeah, and
I get it.
Another thing, if he was acting a bit more. Not humble, but every time he has a poor performance and he catches some smoke, there are leaks the other day. the day after. Like, he is considering his future. He wants clarity, so he's not even accepting his poor performances because the number 10 has been given too early without deserving it. The contract has been given too early without deserving it. The undroppable status has been given to him without deserving it. And that is an American thing, because this is what the American owners do in North American sport. They take the poster boy, the local boy, and they make it the front of the franchise. And this is not something you can do with European football. And he has got so many things that he did not deserve, but he was led to believe he actually deserved them. So now he does not understand what the backlash. And this is the problem. He's not aware that he's not being good enough. And if he was, like Charlie said, the effort is not there, the entitlement, the arrogance. He wants the next manager to be Pochettino, and then you have like article released in the Times, in the Guardian, the Telegraph, with some good sources, like stuff that is actually being leaked. So if that was only the performance, I would kind of agree with the 1-2. But now we have more evidence that he's actually not being happy with the treatment he receives. I'm sorry, but that's a 0, bro. That's a 0.
Yeah.
Maguire,
you know what? You're right, man. I was going to bring it to the audience, but I tell you what, they've already spoken without even really saying anything. So we are gonna waste any time with that one. We put him on a 0. Big up to everybody who's still watching. Keep getting the likes up. We've got an interesting one for me. Edison Cavani. I personally believe he's on a 1 to 2. I personally think you can put him on a 0. You know what? I am putting him on a 0. You know what? Fuck it, mate. I couldn't do shit, man. I'll be honest with you, mate. He's going on a 0, mate. You know why? He's taking a piss out of United Football Club, mate. No, I'm being serious, man. He's getting a 0, mate. I'm not even gonna I'm not wincing my word, mate. 0 for Edison Cavani. I've never seen a player look so disinterested in a football match ever. I've never ever seen a player look so disinterested. He comes on, he does the best training possible on a touchline, and then he comes on and just runs around. What's he doing? What is he doing, man? 0. 0 is 0. If there was a minus, I'd give Cavani a minus.
You know what, Saeed? I have to agree, bro. Like, he's taking the piss. He's taking the piss. He's taking the piss.
Yeah, he is.
I'm crying,
bro. I don't know. Is anyone going to object? Stop. Are you going to object? Anyone objecting?
You know how much I don't like Cavani.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, exactly. I was going to say.
I didn't even like the guy last year.
Yeah, exactly.
He just didn't want to say much.
Yeah,
just like, yes, I said everything that I was going to say.
Yeah. Let's go with. Is it fair to criticize or to even put a score on Anthony Elanga? Shall we put our score on Anthony Elanga? I think it's a 5 to 6 category.
Yeah.
That's
fair.
pretty much. That's fair.
Yeah.
I would probably give him a 6.
Yeah, not much expectation. Young kid, he does work. He keeps the team shape. Maybe he's not that gifted as a player, but I think he deserves some recognition and some respect for his season so far.
Yeah, the basics right as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. Right, let's go with Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho. I think personally for me, Jadon Sancho started off slow, but I would give him as high as a 7 for me. Jadon Sancho. I'm putting up there with David.
That's too high.
No, I agree.
Because I agree. Why?
But look at others. He's on the same level as all of those players in the category below. And he's one of the only attacking players that is actually performing and being a threat.
I'll be honest, I think that's mad recency bias in my eyes. I think, don't get me wrong, recently.
But how long are you going for recency bias, though? Recency bias is like one game, though, in this modern era.
I hear what you're saying.
I think recently, don't get me wrong, Jadon Sancho has been incredible. He's one of my favorite players at the club. But let's not act like he didn't start the season poorly.
But you know what? This is my point. When people were criticizing him at the start of the season, I think it was harsh. I think he was just not on the very good level.
Yeah, I think it was harsh here. That's why I still go with the 5 to 6. I think 7 is too high.
If you told me Jadon Sancho up to December, up to when Ragnick comes, I put him in the 5 to 6. And ever since, I think he's been way better.
So he's getting excited again. Listen, if we're going to get the same energy for Matic when he comes on, when he plays, it's been our one of perfect performance. I think since Carrick came, I think it's been playing well. And that's been when did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer leave? Even when you look at maybe when Ole's that game against Watford, that was for me when he started to turn the season around, started to play well.
Yeah.
I don't know if people. I don't think that should be recency bias. Recency bias is when you talk about a player 2-3 games and he's been
No,
playing well.
I think 7 to 8 in that category. I think is way too high. I think 6 can't. 6 is calm.
All right. So what have you've gone for 6? Adam, what have you gone for?
I've gone for a 7 as well.
7. Charlie, what do you reckon?
I think 6. I think it's 6. I think he's
6. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
We gave a 6 spread.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm trying to say. So,
And if
let me ask the what do you call it?
the chat.
The chat. What do you reckon? 7 or a 6? What do you reckon? All you gotta do is 7 or 6. 7 or 6. Simple.
Someone said 6.5.
6.5. Well, we're not gonna do 6.5s. It's 6 or 7. And if it's on 7, 7, 6, 5. I said 2 numbers, 7 or 6. 7, 6, 7, 7. I see lots of 7s now. 7, 7, 7. Yep, 7's one.
Because
One more
look, Ole was sacked the weekend of the 20th of November. I remember very well. It's one of the best days of my
7. Yep, 7, 6, 7. What do you reckon? I see more 7s, me. What did you see? Exactly, in it. Looks, the skip says, watch that man put CR37 as 9 because of recency bias.
Listen, we ain't even on Ronaldo yet.
I know, we're going to be, that's the next one.
Right,
I'm going Sancho 7. Let's put him on there, man. Let's 7.
good season as well. And he's just class.
Right, the last person on here, because we're not going to put Jesse Lingard. We're not going to put anyone else on there. You get me? Cristiano Ronaldo. What better person to start it off with than the man himself, Statman Baines?
I think you lot should go first on Ronaldo.
All right, cool. I'm going to put Ronaldo on 6.
I agree with that.
Yep, 6. Because I just look at him, he scored goals, but overall his play hasn't been great.
Yeah.
Whereas I think Sancho, Matic, De Gea have made us look better. I don't think Ronaldo has made us look better, but he's got important goals when we need the most. I would go with a 6 for me. But again, if someone picks is above 7, then that's up to you. But again, I would put him a 6. But you know what I mean? It's up to everyone what they think. Because a lot of people don't realize he went 10 games without a goal, people. 10 games without a goal. Looked absolutely rubbish. Didn't offer us anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But again, it's up to you people. No, exactly. Look, people are doing 3 to 4. Come on, man. Then you've got an agenda, innit? You got an agenda.
I would go with a 6.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think 5 to 6 area. I think he's honestly, Ronaldo is just Ronaldo. Like, is Ronaldo. Like, he's 37 years old. His overall play is very, very much below average, but the goals he scores are vital. So you have to. His overall play is a 1 to 2. His goals are a 7 to 8. So it allows.
Yeah. Then it averages. 5, yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that makes that. You know what? That's a perfect analogy, Charlie. As Adam, what are you going for before we got to the main man?
Yeah, I agree with a 6. And just because he gets the goals and his mentality is very important. Like, he is a character. He's someone that we actually need in the dressing room because he's Cristiano Ronaldo, and he got Ole. You know what? He got Ole sacked because let's be real, and that might actually bump him to a 9.
Come on, Adam. Tell him. You want to put him in 10, don't you?
No, because I forgot, man. Because look, as much as I agree with Charlie that his overall play has been 1, 2, and the goals has been good.
So what are you doing, Adam? What are you doing? Are you putting him at a 9?
I go with a 6, but honorable mention because he got Ole sacked, and I am actually so grateful. One of the best.
Oh, I thought you were giving him praise for just okay. But Statman Baines, come on, man, just chill out, man. What's wrong with you? Getting excited here?
No, I'm just saying. Listen, Adam, I wanted to put him as a 9, but I'm gonna go with 7.
7.
Yeah, listen, Champions League and group stages, he was brilliant. Premier League second top scorer, 12 goals, 18 goals in all competitions is not too bad.
Yeah, you know when you put that, that's why for me I don't want to look at GA anymore, man. You know what I mean? Because that for me doesn't satisfy me. I can't really look at it and think, wow, you know what? Yeah, I'm just thinking to myself of how we've not looked fluent this season and how, for me, large parts of it he's looked poor. But again, when you look at numbers, 18 goals altogether, you think, wow, must have been a great season. So again, it is what it is. But Statman Bays, you are outnumbered in here. We are going to go for a 6 for Cristiano Ronaldo.
Don't worry, Ronaldo. These lot don't deserve you anyway.
This is what I mean. Look at this
You know
guy,
what, though?
people.
If you look at those 7 to 8 now, I don't think that's right, because I don't think Matic and Sancho. I think Matic and Sancho should be on the same level as everybody. The 5 to 6. I don't think Matic and Sancho should be above all those. I don't know what everyone else thinks, but I don't think that's right.
I disagree. I think Sancho, Matic are above the rest of the players. I would actually almost put Varane with them.
No, I wouldn't put Varane with them. I would put Lindelof above them. I would put Lindelof maybe in the 7 back as we.
This is everything. To be honest,
let me know. Let the comments know. Let me know if anyone deserves to be. Because you have to be reasonable.
The thing with Lindelof, he looks good because Varane plays with him, but when he plays with Maguire, like, he's just a complete shambles. The both of them.
Yeah. Rated Sancho above. Anyone, let me know. Anyone, if you want to put people below, down, I want to know your feelings. If he doesn't score, he offers nothing. Varane should be 7 or 8 if he didn't get injured. Well, you know what I mean? If buts are babies, shout to James Redmond. Fred deserves it. How did Ronaldo bring Fred and Varane up by 1? Do you reckon that's fair? Varane and Fred? Nah, surely Fred not been a 7 this season. Varane's not for me. Again, you have to be very, very honest. He hasn't been a 7.
You know what? For me, I just don't know. Varane is so clear on Lindelof. So clear that I would actually, not only I would put Varane in the 7-8, but I would also bump Lindelof almost down. Like, it's that bad the way I see the gap between the both of them. I think the gap is huge. But
someone's saying this here. But again, like I said to you, I think it was the fact that we didn't have a defined system and Ollie was just favourites FC. Sancho hardly played under Ollie in the first couple of games. So let's be real, man. Let's be real, mate. I think we should just stick with that one. I think we should stick with it. But it's not grim reading, mate. It's absolutely not grim reading at all. But there we have it, people. The show has flown by, man. It's absolutely flown by. Champions League football, for me, I think it's over. I think the next season, I don't think, if you were to say United were going to go on a run, do you think they could go on a run against Leicester, Everton, then is it Norwich after that? Is it Norwich after that? Yeah, I don't see them winning 3 games in a row. So again, I think it's a top 4's done. So again, that's just my own opinion. Charlie, do you think top 4's done?
Yeah, I think we're too far. I think if we play Arsenal the way we are at the moment, I think we could get beat 3 or 4. I really do. If we play Arsenal, if Arsenal if they play the same way they are now and we play the same, I think we'll get. I think we could get a real hammer in there. I think I think we're behind. I think we're too far.
Adam, top 4 over?
I think it is. I really do. Even if we manage to get good results in the games we have left, it's difficult because Arsenal need to put exactly the same run as we do. For example, if they do well and they get it. So,
yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely. Someone said definitely dropping points to Everton. Listen, you best believe that, man. You best believe it, man. You know what I mean?
Donny will get the winning. Oh no, Donny can't play, can he?
Donny can't play, yeah, exactly.
I was going to say he probably would have got the winning goal just to rub it in, wouldn't he? If he played against
him. He saved me from Europa League 7 for Rodney. Norden doesn't like Europa League, but I tell you what, man, Norden, we are playing Europa League next season, and you know what? If it means that the youngsters play, I mean, we somehow managed to get the youngsters in. Maybe it is what it is. That man, top 4 gone for you, or do you think it's possible still?
Mathematically, we've got a chance in it, but this is the problem. United are United's own downfall. We're just not consistent. You can't trust these players. We're probably not going to get it, kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. But big up to everybody who's watching, man. Well, I'm telling you now, man, I enjoyed this show, man. It's been a very, very good show. Maybe next week when we do this show, we'll probably possibly do our little maybe highs and lows and underperformers and probably be the best player, average player. We'll do maybe something next week and we'll do another interactive show. Charlie, where can they find you, man? Big up for coming on.
Yeah, cheers a lot, mate. Threadman Chazza on Twitter. We're gonna do a bit of analysis on Ten Hag, I think, coming up soon. So yeah, if you want to see that, then definitely follow, and that'll be out in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, big up to you, man. Adam, let them know where they can find you, man.
Yeah, on Twitter at AdamManRed, and thank you very much. Enjoyed this show. It was good laugh. It was fun.
Yep. And Statman Baines, man, you know what I mean? You had to pull your man in. Cristiano Ronaldo. Had to ref him, you know what I mean?
That's my guy, innit? That's my guy. That's my goat. But
Yeah.
listen, just at my Baines on everything, innit? Twitch, YouTube. Go follow.
Absolutely. Big up to everybody who's watching, man. I'll be back on Monday for the Straight Jacket podcast with Noureddin. Big up to Noureddin in the chat. And make sure you follow everyone, man. Support the people. And yeah, big up to everybody who's watching. United, grim readings, man. These player ratings have been absolutely shocking, mate. And you know what? Imagine what it's going to be like at the end of the season when we do the end of season player ratings. I don't want to think about it. Take care. Bye-bye. Peace.